This is Ag Matters PM from the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network, brought to you by the Iowa Soybean Association. Your daily recap of the information that affects Iowa's farmers, producers, and consumers, right here in the heart of the heartland. With reports from our award-winning broadcast team of Dustin Hoffman, Riley Smith, and Mark Magnuson. Now, from the IARN studios in Des Moines, here's Mark Magnuson.
Hello and welcome to Ag Matters PM from the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network. I'm Mark Magnuson. Today is Friday, July 26th, 2024, and we're so glad you can join us. In today's show, I will be joined by Ian Loar of Farmers Business Network. We're going to learn about their latest price transparency report that Farmers Business Network recently researched. That's coming up on today's show. But first, let's run down the closing market summary.
It's time now for the Ag Matters PM Closing Market Summary, your source for market analysis and settlement prices from the day's trade in Chicago, courtesy of the folks at agmarket.net.
At the end of the trading day here on Friday, we are joined by Curt Kimmel of agmarket.net for our closing market summary. And Curt, at midday, it was not pretty on the market screens. How did we close today?
Not very good. We saw the market just be sloppy most of the day. We had corn finish down about 10 to 11 cents. The soybeans down 31, 39 cents a bushel. And the wheat market down 14. It was just kind of disaster mode from the open. Extracted a lot of weather premium out, I think. The forecast didn't change a whole lot. There's some forecasts, maybe some cooler temperatures as we move into next week there for a while. But the main area that continues to struggle is that southeast, that Carolina area and so forth. There's estimated losing about 85 million bushels of corn there due to their poor weather conditions they've seen all summer long. But the funds got with it out of the giddy up and go part of the day. They sold about 4,100 contracts of wheat, 8,200 contracts of corn, 8,900 contracts of soybeans, 2,400 contracts of bean oil, and about 3,900 contracts of soybean meal. The only other thing we got this afternoon or today at the close we're going to see the August options expire. And there could have been some option positioning going into this weekend here as those options come together here. There's an August option. So the key is to watch open interest here on Monday, see if it went down. I think it'll go down. I think you saw a lot of positions squaring on that type of news. The other thing is we'll watch over the weekend to see if there's any type of news out of Asia, see if there's some political news or some reason why maybe we're not going to see any more or some additional demand come forward. Had a pretty good demand week, not a huge week, but we did see a few pop-up sales to Asia, so we'll take that. Next week, we'll see what the crop conditions report shows. It's a little dry in some areas, but it looks pretty good across the Midwest. I don't know if we'll see a whole lot of change in that good to excellent category. Then also, too, going into next week, we got end of the month. Next Wednesday's end of the month. We'll also have deliveries coming up. That could have been a little bit of the marketplace. The longs kind of stepping aside ahead of those deliveries. So we'll have that news next week. On the weekly chart, corn finished down about 10.5 cents, 10.25 on the week. Soybeans, even though those August traded almost 45 cents lower in that last part of the day, November beans actually closed up 12.5 cents on the week. So they did hang in there better than what it looked like. But wheat took it on the chin. Wheat was down 19.5 cents on the week from last Friday's close there. So kind of a mixed bag there. And hopefully we can see the bull stick his head up out of the sand here next week.
Let's go over to the other side of the ag marketplace. Not pretty in the grains. What did we see take place with the protein sector here today?
Not too bad, actually. On the cattle, you got to give them an A+ this week. Coming in this week, there's just a lot of fear out there for some reason. Cutouts kind of steady, soft. They were about a buck for the week. Box beef is down about $4 or $5, but for the most part, those August fats up front here, they were up over 547 on the week. Now, we did have a daily price reversal to the downside today. If you look at the chart, we made a new high and closed lower. So I keep an eye on this week's highs here, up in this upper 80 area. If your feeder might want to get a little downside protection. But if you got livestock, I'd maybe be booking some feed needs in through here. There's going to be plenty of feed here this fall, but I'd maybe take advantage of that. Hogs, the August was down 30 cents on the day, but they finished down $1.90 on the week. Hogs were actually held in there. We had a little gap and go here this week, so we'll see if we can hold together technically here and hold that chart gap. Loins about unchanged for the week. Hams were up about $9 on the week, and those bellies, the bacon was up $8. So plenty of bacon for those tomatoes, Mark.
That's a good time of year. You're right. This is BLT season, so we're all looking forward to that. He is Curt Kimmel with agmarket.net, our guest on Friday. Curt, what's the best way for our listeners, our viewers, to get in touch for more marketing information?
1-800-779-1515, or else go to agmarket.net and click on Intel.
Curt, thanks so much for the time. Always appreciate it, and have a great weekend.
You bet. Have a good one. Take care.
Thank you to Curt Kimmel of agmarket.net for our closing market summary. I'm hungry now for a BLT as well, so thank you to Curt for that. Let's turn now to the closing numbers, which can be found under the markets tab of our website at iowaagnet.com.
September corn closes down 11.5 at $394.5. August soybeans down 38.5 at $1077.5. August soybean meal up 90 cents at $353.30. August soybean oil down $2.15 at $43.66. Chicago wheat down 14.25 at $523.5. Minneapolis wheat down 15.25 at $588.5. Kansas City hard red wheat down 16 even at $545.5. September oats down 6 3/4 at $322.25. On the Merc, August live cattle down 32 cents at $188.57. August feeder cattle up $1.07 at $259.70. August lean hogs down 30 cents at $93.47. August pork cutout down 2 cents at $104.87. Class 3 milk up 18 cents at $20.41.
That's our ag market coverage for today. It is time now to hear from our sponsor, the Iowa Soybean Association and the Soybean Checkoff. Up next, I will be joined by Ian Loar of Farmers Business Network.
Iowa Soybean Association is driven to deliver for Iowa's 40,000 soybean farmers. We're proud to provide objective agronomic research, a helping hand with soil and water stewardship, and timely industry news powered by the Soybean Checkoff. Learn more at iasoybeans.com.
You're watching Ag Matters PM from the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network. In today's show, I am joined by Ian Loar of Farmers Business Network. Ian and I are going to discuss the latest Farmers Business Network Price Transparency Report. This is Ag Matters PM. Mark Magnuson for the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network, and I'm joined today by Ian Loar with Farmers Business Network. And Ian, could you tell us, please, what your role is within the FBN organization?
Yeah, hey, Mark, how you doing? My role is a U.S. country manager, so that means I'm responsible for FBN's commercial operations in the U.S. Coming to you today from the Decorah area. I actually live down the river in Dubuque, but out on a little bit of a road tour, checking out the progress of our crops this season.
And Ian, we wanted to have you on the show here today to talk about the Ag Chemical Price Transparency Report from FBN. And Ian, could you tell us about this report and why it's so important for our viewers that are watching here today?
Yeah, absolutely. So first of all, Mark, market analysis has really been core to who FBN is from day one. So we're celebrating 10 years of FBN this year. And while we've evolved a lot as a business, what really hasn't changed is our focus on helping farmers discover, how they can better participate in the market and find savings, right? Extract more value out of their crops. And this chemical price transparency report's one way that we do that.
And this report, getting into the hands of farmers, that allows them then to see those price variances with their own eyes and that big discrepancy that you can find in those prices, I would imagine?
Exactly. It's all about comparing the prices farmers are paying in real time on their herbicides, fungicides, and insecticides, and exposing the really high variability, even on the exact same products that farmers are paying from one state to another, or even within the same retail operation that they may be working with.
So when we're talking about the price differences, I would imagine nationally there's quite a bit of variance, but does that extend as well to the state level within your own border? Can you see a big price difference on the same product?
Yeah, we certainly can. So nationally, on average, we see 70% differences in pricing in certain products, right? That'd be on the higher end. But in some cases where we've had, very disruptive supply chain events over the last 4 years with COVID and other issues, we've seen up to 4x swings in certain products. Now, farmers right here in Iowa, and I think across the country, have benefited from some normalization in pricing here this season, right? We've kind of returned to what we're used to seeing, if you will, in products like glyphosate, for example. But even this year in glyphosate, we've seen differences up to 4x in what farmers are paying from one area to the other.
So my next question then, I think, what is the actionable move now for farmers and growers? What do they do with this information? How does it help them to get the best deal?
Yeah, absolutely. So first of all, 2 strategies here. Number one, get a look at the report, right? Understanding which active ingredients may have very high volatility, comparing how their purchasing behavior indexes against what we're seeing in the report. Obviously participating in the report's a great way to keep that data live and refreshed at fbn.com. But the second suggestion that I would have is to look at generic chemistry options. We see that growers can often save 30% on their chemical programs throughout a season by looking at generic alternatives to some of the branded products they may be using today and keep the same efficacy out in their fields.
And that's the important part, isn't it? Yes, it is a generic brand name maybe, but it still has that same efficacy. And I know FBN, big on data, probably can back that up.
Yeah, absolutely. That's right, Mark. And we're shaping up to have a pretty good season. Corn here looks great. Does in a lot of places in Iowa where it's drying out, obviously. But yeah, generic chemistry is a great option to try and create some value in your operation. What I would really stress, Mark, is growers come and participate in the report. Come to fbn.com. You're going to find a link to the report right there on the homepage. And that link's also going to be able to guide you through how to upload your own invoices, bring your own data to the party, and contribute to the report. And in return, we're going to feed back a comparison that's specific to your operation so that you can understand how you stack up, how your prior purchases stack up, and then, what FBN could deliver in terms of savings potentially for you right now.
He is Ian Loar with Farmers Business Network, our guest here today, joining us from Northeast Iowa near Decorah. Ian, thanks so much for the time and have a great rest of your week.
Thanks for having me, Mark.
Thank you to Ian Loar of FBN. And that brings us to the end of today's show. A reminder that you can find all of our content on our website at iowaagnet.com. You can also follow us on Facebook, X, LinkedIn, and TikTok. And you can find our video content and previous episodes of AM/PM on our YouTube channel. Don't forget as well our free morning, midday, and closing market podcast, which you can find on Apple, Amazon, Google, Spotify, and Podbean. Also, make sure and check out our daily Iowa Ag Matters podcast. From the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network studios in Des Moines, I'm Mark Magnuson. On behalf of Quentin Slater, Riley Smith, Dustin Huffman, and Andy Peterson, we thank you for watching. This has been Ag Matters PM.